I wanna wake up where you are. I wanna wake up where you are. Every day, here in this moment, where nothing can change. I wanna wake up where you are.
Live from the city of angels. Got to get in a good mood here. I want you guys to know that every time I pick a track, it's because I totally dig it, right? Obviously. But the other thing that I got to tell you is once I play these songs, I cannot monetize the stream. Which, frankly, I don't really fucking care. I'd rather just enjoy the stream and hope you guys do too. Tonight's going to get a little bit nasty because I'm going to defend Joker 2, Folie, Deux. And some of you are going to lose your shit. You're going to be like, whoever's lost his mind, this film's terrible. Let me lay out the ground rules tonight. You cannot come in and tell me this film is garbage. If you do, I can't even have that part of the stream. That's number one rule tonight. Because Joker Folie Deux is not a terrible film. And anybody who tells you that it's the worst CBM ever, man, I'm telling you, disregard anything they say for the remainder of time. You guys ready to do this? Let's get this pumping back one more time. Yeah. That's Lane 8 in Casablanca. You. From the new LP on This Never Happened. Childish. Lane 8's one of my favorite. Man, I go back with Lane 8 like a long time. I'm talking like maybe 10 years. You guys know I used to be a house music DJ, right? In Columbus, Ohio, DJ Web Slinger. I did raves. Well, now I still like to listen to that stuff and bring it to you here on this Monday night, guys. No streams this weekend. I was back in my hometown of Columbus, Ohio, and saw the Ohio State University beat Iowa and beat them badly. Close game at the half, and then they just came on and just throttled them in the second half, up to number 2 in the country. It was a thrill to be back. I'm actually thinking at some point in my life, I might actually move back to Columbus because I just dig it there. It's cool. It's a way cooler town than a lot of people give it credit for. Welcome to MMT here on this Monday night, live from the City of Angels, as we bring you the big topic here after a couple of missed streams yesterday. We're back here tonight. Busy week this week, by the way. Before we get into tonight and why did Joker 2 flop, I'm going to give you my 5 reasons. And this is a big night for you guys to come in and give me your comments. Why do you think? If you don't hear one of the reasons, and again, one of the reasons is not going to be because this film is atrocious. It's the worst CBM ever made. It's not coming from me. That's not happening. Okay. You guys know how I feel about the film. It is cinema. Okay. Whatever you think of what Todd Phillips did with Arthur Fleck, this is true filmmaking. It is. Okay. There's not a debate. We're not going to have it. So don't come in here and tell me otherwise. I'm going to talk to you about what's coming up this week, and then we get into this. We have a Nora coming up on Wednesday, some early access screenings, possibly for you. I know it's here in LA. I finally get to see that. Huge fan. I mean, you're talking a big, big fan of Baker's filmmaking. I'm not sure about screenplay. We'll find out about Anora on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Terrifier 3, a film that I think I'm going to have a hard time getting through, but we'll have that for you on Thursday night late here from the City of Angels. Let's get into it. Why did Joker 2 flop? And there's a lot of reasons, okay? And you might have some different ones than the 5 I'm going to present to you here tonight, but I will tell you that when I look at my 5 reasons, I think they're very fair. I think that you're going to say they're fair, except for those of you who want me to tell you this film's the worst movie ever made. But it's not happening. But let's just get an update on the numbers here, because this is getting worse for Warner Brothers here on Monday as the actuals came in. Now, quickly, if you've never watched MMT, Breaking Box Office, on Sunday, the studios estimate what the film's going to do, right? So that's why we have that number on Sunday that has what they expect the film to make come the end of Sunday and Monday when that actual, that's what they call it, the actual, comes in. So unfortunately for Warner Brothers, lower. Okay, 38.2 million was the debut number for this. It's like minus 60% versus the first, which opened at 96.2. We're at 38.2. To give you some idea of how badly this tanked, okay? When you look at the international number, and you can see it here via Warner Brothers, that email from them, 77 million, down from 81 for a global debut under $115 million. So just a little bit above what this film did stateside back in 2019 in that debut weekend. So yeah, Warner's definitely ain't too thrilled with this. And here's how I know they're not thrilled. They didn't even put together like an email for the domestic debut. Typically, they tell you the top 10 locations. No, I didn't even get it. Unless I missed it. But I'm telling you, I don't think they sent it. They sent only international because, of course, that's better. And you can see, again, listen, at least the international numbers are better, right? Because we talk about that often, that when you get that domestic international, you want a 50-50, or in a best case scenario, you want a larger international than domestic. It's rare that you see it the other way around, domestic bigger than international. Look no further than a Twisters, which did like 2-1, or was it 2.5-1 stateside versus overseas because of the country music. And, you know, overseas, they don't even know what the hell a tornado is. So Twisters did not work overseas, but did much better here. 4DX was a big part of that too. But when you look at this film, I mean, obviously there's no debate that this was a bomb. It's a bomb. Okay. It's a $200 million film. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not, because that's absurd, right? I'm going to tell you the reasons why this film did not fire at the box office the way that really you think going back a number of months. When you look at 2024, you picked out several films that you knew would be big at the box office. Dune 2, Deadpool Wolverine, and Joker 2, right? Those were the 3 that you would just extract from the movie-going calendar and say, these are the ones we're going to watch. And then we see what happens this weekend. I'm frankly a little bit in a state of shock here. I mean, I did not expect this film to go this low. I had it at 62. As you guys remember, back on Thursday night, our last stream, I put my number. I thought that people would still be curious and we would get a walk-up audience, even though the pre-sales were not looking great. I thought the walk-up would show up. It didn't. I mean, look, it opened with 20 million on Friday. I think the actual was under, but let's call it 20 million on Friday. That includes Thursday night. And typically, you don't see a 2x multiple on a Friday unless it's a horror film. Horror films don't multiple that big. Typically see 2.5 or higher. So this film should be doing at least 50 million. It went 38. So that tells you people just completely and utterly rejected this. And that's reason number 1 here. DC fans were the loudest. Comic book movie fans, whatever you want to call them, hardcore nerds. They really didn't like this film. Remember, when I evaluate a film, I don't really have a dog in the fight, right? I don't care that much about my comic book characters. It's not something that I sit around and obsess about 24 hours a day. So if you take one of these characters and you do something that is maybe unexpected with said character, like Todd does here at the end of Joker 2, and I might have to do some spoilers here tonight because, listen, you had a chance to see it. And if I bring up how it finished, it's only fair at this point. The movie is available for you, and I'm sure you've heard. It's not like I'm going to teach you tonight what happened and you're going to have it ruined for you and spoiled. It's not going to happen. So when you look at what the average comic book fan wants out of Joker, it's not this, right? It's not a quasi musical because it is, right, there's all kinds of musical numbers, but it's not a pure musical. But I can't argue if you call it that, but I wouldn't call it a pure musical. I would say it has a ton of musical elements to it, and it's as close as you can get without becoming a musical. But it's not just that. It's the fact that people wanted to see the same movie we got in one and just a slight extension where he's hosting the show. First of all, we knew he'd be in jail. So I don't understand how you thought he would be hosting a show after blowing the show's host's brains out live on television in a civilized society, even though Gotham's not really that, and neither is the world we're in today. But look, when you look at just the realism of it, yes, he's going to be in fucking prison. What do you guys think is going to happen? Okay. So I have no problem with the tale that Todd Phillips tells because I don't care what happens to Joker. We knew that Todd Phillips made this film as his own project. I mean, he could do whatever he wanted. After the first film makes $1 billion worldwide, and this film will be lucky to get to 300 million. I mean, right? So when you make $1 billion, the studio, Warner Brothers, any studio, is going to basically give you carte blanche on that next film. And they did. And for those of you saying that this film is completely and utterly unwatchable and terrible across every single aspect, you don't know what you're talking about. It's really, we're not going to play that game tonight. Remember, that's not one of the reasons. The reason you're not going to see one of the five here, that the film's atrocious. You can watch Nerdrotic for that. You can watch Gore for that. You can watch all the other people that are completely biased in their own whatever. Is this? I'm sorry. I missed exactly how this is woke. Is it because Harley lady was pulling his strings and she's kind of the girl boss, bossing Joker around? Is that what we're doing now? I missed that because when I watch this film, I see an extension of the mental illness that obviously Arthur has and he has to deal with throughout the second film that feels even more grounded than the first. I always love, and I always will, recommend a film that feels very much authentic and very much lived in and ultimately authentic within the world that it is portraying. And I think this film does all those things, right? And then, of course, the ending's uncompromising. Whether you like it or not, it's bold, okay? I think what's going to happen, you're seeing this in some of the tweets that are coming out now. And you notice I'm not even going back and forth. I put my thoughts out there. When history comes down on this film in a few years from now, when all of the film Twitter dweebs decide to do their inevitable 180 U-turn on this, because that's what they do. Remember, they don't have the fucking balls. Okay. Don't get me started. I just got off a plane. I had a great time back in Cebus. And here's the thing is film Twitter is notorious for reevaluating films later. Look no further than Everything Everywhere. Well, maybe it really wasn't that great. What did I say coming out of it? I told you guys. The second I walked out of that screening, before it even opened wide, I told you guys that film's overrated. I'm always on the right side of history, even on Ant-Man 3. And go back to that, right? Let's talk about Ant-Man 3 for a minute, because I had fun with the film. A lot of you didn't like it because of MODOK or whatever the fuck that thing was. Whatever they did to that character. I don't care. I'm not part of the folklore. I don't care about the mythology of this bullshit. I just want to watch a fun movie. For those of you that are so like steeped in the biblical telling of these comic book movies. And if it isn't canon, then you're going to lose your shit. That's not me, man. I just want to watch a well-made film that really succeeds at what it's trying to do. And I think Ant-Man 3 does that, right? Is it a great film? No. Joker 2 is a much better film than Ant-Man 3. But each of them are perfectly acceptable at a minimum at what they are attempting to accomplish. And I think that's how we're always going to be on this thing. And a couple comments. I'm going to get to a lot of these comments throughout the night. This is your stream after I get through these 5. It's going to be you guys. And if you don't see a reason, then come in. So I'm only on one. I'll get to them, but I'm going to go quickly to Film Enthusiast 73. I'm with you on this, Eric. Hard for me to understand how much value people put on fictional characters. Yes, thank you. It's a little weird, right, to obsess about a character so much that, oh, the costume's a little off, or it's just not quite how I pictured it. First of all, you don't always get your way in life, okay? So stop freaking out when you don't see exactly what you want. It's like a bunch of crybabies, which is exactly what film Twitter and a lot of these comic book dweebs are. They just whine and pout, and then people, you saw what's happening now with the studios when we got to talk to fans before we make the movie. If we mess with it, the fans are going to get angry and come after us, right? They're going to get the mob mentality and come after us with pitchforks. Now, I will say that we have seen Disney in particular do some things to properties. I'm not going to get into this tonight, okay? But that has actively ruined stuff, okay? I'm not going to argue that. Joker 2 is not that. Not that. Okay. This is Todd Phillips making the second film that he probably didn't even really want to make. He just wanted to say, fine, you're going to pay me this much cash. I'll make whatever the fuck I want. Now, I'm going to talk about this quickly, and then I'll come back to it when you guys come in with your comments. The reason I'm not pissed at Warner Brothers for allowing Todd Phillips to do whatever he wanted with this film is that I think it's very fair that he did not actively destroy this franchise. And it's not even a franchise because it was over either way after 2. The fact that the end of this film, right, go back to Joker. I used to think my life was a tragedy, but now I realize it's a comedy. Well, guess what? At the end of this film, no, sorry, Arthur, it's a fucking tragedy. That is truth. How is this not? How do you guys miss this? And I'm telling you, I'm going to skip ahead to one here because this is going to be number 4, but I feel like it's perfect to say this. This film is too meditative and too grounded in humanity for normies. They just don't want to watch this stuff. They want to watch dumb shit. How many times have I told you guys, and yes, I'm going to insult some of you. It is what it is. You go to fucking McDonald's. If you eat at McDonald's and you think that is like quality food, you need to just, first of all, never tell anybody that. But also, that's your level of movie going as well. It's like if you have no expectations in what you put in your body, then how do you have any expectations for almost anything? True. I swear to God, some of you, and not all of you, trust me, I know a lot of you are very smart. You have literally you think, again, Avatar 2. If you think, don't make me do this tonight. If you think Avatar 2 is cinema, is thought-provoking, is based in humanity, fuck that Viewmaster metaverse bullshit, and I hope that 3, 4, and 5 tank, and I never have to watch another fucking Avatar again, because this is what we should be getting. We should be getting Jokers, not Avatars. So if you're here a fan of Avatar and you think that's good, Avatar 2 was as brutalizing to sit through as anything that I've ever been forced to sit in my recliner at AMC and watch. It had nothing interesting to say, and it was 3 hours of fucking action bullshit with zero emotion, faux emotion. Here's our water creatures. I don't even want to talk about that movie again. Fuck you, Cameron, for making me watch that movie. The fact that you ruined your career and gave us those garbage films. Garbage. I mean, guys, those are not good films. Avatar and Avatar 2, if you guys think that is a best picture, we're fucked as a society. But clearly we are, because you go look at what's happening in the world. I'm not even, I was going to be chill, and then I have, as soon as Avatar comes up, and I know some of you, if you're thinking this, don't do this. Okay, back to the reason. Anyone who walked out Joker 2 is a mouth-breathing normie. Simone, you get it. You get it. All right, let's go to the next. I didn't want to turn this into a bash Avatar thing, but I always got to take my shots. And at this point, I told you Disney, as much as I praised their films, last time I tried to get into Alien Romulus, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't let you in. I'm like, and I loved the film. I actually liked Alien Romulus. So Disney, fuck off. How about that? How about we get that established here tonight? Fuck off. In the next film, I'm still going to like if it's good. But for treating people like Kiss the fucking Ring, fuck you, Walt Disney. I'm not fucking kissing the ring. I'm not doing any of that shit for you. I'll watch it at Burbank when it opens. The last thing I'm going to do is worry about whether I get an invite from you for anything for the remainder of time. How about that? Exactly. See anyone else saying this shit? Of course not. I don't want to get kicked off a list. That would be awful. Novelty and the edge gone. Let me explain that. This is a big one. When we had Joker back in 2019, there was that, oh my God, look what Todd Phillips did to this DC villain property, grounded it in The Taxi Driver, King of Comedy, right? New York. And you've got a film that feels different than anything that we have seen within the CBM realm. Right. And because of that, you had people that were very interest was piqued, right? They were like, let's go check this thing out. And that drove more and more eyeballs into the multiplex. Obviously, people like the movie more than this film, but it's also the fact that it's 5 years later. Joker did its thing, and a lot of people didn't even really care about going back. Okay. I think that was a huge part of this. We already did Joker. What are you going to show me that's different? And then when you hear all these reviews that are calling it unwatchable, oh my God, the worst CBM ever in the history of CBMs. Forget about a Morbius or a Madam Web or a Venom. Oh, right. No, this is the worst. Unbelievable, right? These people, I'm telling you, like mouth-breathing normies. Thank you. It really is true that this is just too intellectually up there for people. It just is. It 100% is. And I think that's a shame, but you have to remember, I've said this so many times before, and I know people don't like to hear this, but it's the truth. The average person's dumb. You guys know that, right? The average person's pretty fucking stupid. And I think the reality is that when you give someone who is a very low-thinking person something that has much more to it than just an Avatar 2 base bullshit, surface garbage emotion. I mean, totally for me, it is literally, again, I torturous to sit through that. That's what people want to watch because they don't want to be challenged. They don't want to be challenged. So because they're low thinking, right? I think one of the biggest mistakes people make, and I know Weber's being mean again, is that most people are smart. It's not true. It's 100% not true. Look at what's popular. It's so when you give them something like a Joker Folie do, they're going to have trouble with it because it doesn't fit into their, nice, clean finish. Oh, this is what I wanted out of this. How about you get something you didn't expect? I think that's better, isn't it? Wouldn't you rather watch that? Would you rather watch what I'm doing here tonight, whether you agree with it or not? Or would you rather watch someone like Zach Pope, who's literally the McDonald's boring? I mean, not even boring's not even fair. That's not even strong enough. I'm not going to go any further, but you guys know what I'm saying. That's for people that have low IQs. They're just low thinking base people. Hey, everybody, I saw Joker 2 and wow, what a film it was. You guys like, fuck, this guy's terrible. But yet my boy gets more views than we do. I don't care. I told you guys from a return rate based on our subs to the views. For those you watching on Twitter, YouTube, Midnight Movie Talk is the channel. If you want to comment, that's how you do it here tonight. Our views are 50% plus on a lot of these videos. It's 100%, I think, on Joker. What that means is on your subs versus your views, if you're at, YouTube considers 10% good, 12%. We're at 25, 50, 100%. Hello? Hello, there's a reason, because we're better than the other people. We also don't have an agenda. And when you don't have an agenda, people go, wait a second, this is interesting. I think this audience is as diverse as any, certainly in the film space, because they had the people that really, Weber's a piece of shit, I hate the guy. Then we have the people like, this guy's really smart, he gets his shit, he's objective. So you get a little bit of everything, right? And then you also get here fearlessness, authentic, and talent, and all of these things. I'm just saying what it is. And that helps, obviously, with what we're doing. Also, we're live. I'm not sitting here reading off a teleprompter like Grace Randolph, right? So Joker 2 didn't do well. Here are my top 5 reasons. Reason number 1. Jesus. Here we go. We did that 5. Here we go. This is one that no one else is giving. Oh, she did not. Gerard, she did not. She compared it to Wonder Woman 84. Listen, for that, I feel like I need to watch it and just hammer Grace Randolph for like an hour. I'm not going to do it tonight. Maybe I'll do it on Sunday, save it, because anybody who compares this film to, quite literally, I forgot all about Wonder Woman 84, the worst, even worse than Madam Web. It's that bad. Patty Jenkins should never work again based on Wonder Woman 84. In fact, I don't think she has. And kudos to Gunn for firing her. It's a terrible film. That is a screenplay. You've got magic dildos and rapes and all kinds of, what the fuck am I watching? No 80s songs in a movie titled 1984, one of the best years in music. This is a failure you talk about a failure. Patty Jenkins in 1984, if you even throw that in the conversation with Joker Folie Deux, that's not even laughable. It's pathetic. It's a level that reaches, like, I don't even want to even think about how stupid that is to say. But coming from Grace Randolph, who is quite honestly, based on her subscribers to her quality, it's one of the biggest disparities ever. There's like a chasm, the largest chasm between her subscribers and what she brings to the table. There's like literally like, oh my God, it's the Grand fucking Canyon of what she actually deserves. Okay. On the other hand, we really deserve better, but it's okay. We're not going to complain. This is a big one. And guys, listen, I know no one else, they better not say that. If they say Wonder Woman 84 is better than Joker 2, help me out, everybody. It's over. Number 5 is one that nobody's going to say. This is the only place you're going to get number 5 here on MMT. The windows have been eradicated. I know that my smart MMT audience knows exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you who have never watched, you might not know what we're discussing here. Back in 2019, when Joker was making $1 billion, movies had theatrical windows that were 90 days long. Obviously, that means that when a film debuts October 4th, I believe is the date, right? Basically the same date here 5 years later, you're not going to get that until January 4th, right? Is that 3 months? Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's right. Let me just count my months. You didn't get that. And it was even longer because that film made $1 billion, so it was even long. Now, audiences have been trained that if a film bombs, they're going to get it on streaming in 17 days, like Universal. Warner Brothers will probably have Joker Folie Deux at home within a month. So now we've gotten rid of 8 weeks, right, of theatrical exclusivity if it comes out in a month. So no longer do you get 12 weeks, 90 days, right? Now you could have 17, 2 weeks, and it's back home. Why is that important? Because if you're somebody who's on the fence with a film, which I think people were with Joker 2, you know that if you wait, especially if the film bombs, you are going to get it at home. That's another reason for you to skip it. Nobody had number 5. Not THR, not Variety, not Deadline. Nobody. Because we're better than them. I don't care if they work for the trade. We're certainly better than the Wrap. Who the fuck reads the Wrap? Here's listen, every stream we're going to hammer Avatar, and we're going to hammer the Wrap, and we're going to hammer Pope occasionally. But other than that, and whatever else, add to the list, get out your bingo cards. But these are the things you get here. from MMT that you don't get anywhere else. Number 5. Okay, let's go. Any reason you got, bring it to me. Tonight's kit, by the way, Orlando City. Why? Purple, Joker. Come on, guys. It all ties together. Joker 2 being a musical turnoff the straight male fans from purchasing the ticket. John, I agree. It's one. I think that's obvious, so I kind of left it off. I wanted to go like a little bit deeper, other than the DC fans rejected. I agree. The musical did not help. No question. That's definitely one of the big reasons. I also want to talk about Lady Gaga. Remember, she jumps in here, and Warner Brothers is like, "Hey, we're going to get a boost from." Where's her fans? What happened? What happened to the Gaga Little Monsters? I heard they were going to what? They paid her $12 million. Apparently, that was the fee. I'm going to pull up the THR article. Why no one will get fired over Joker Folie Deux. Well, first of all, let's say this: when's the last time anybody got fired for? I mean, first of all, if anyone should be fired, it should be someone over at Lionsgate for Borderlands. That film, talk about $8 million on a $120 million budget. That film lost them hundreds of millions. So Lionsgate doesn't fire. Warner Brothers shouldn't fire anybody. I'm defending Todd Phillips here tonight. I have not a single issue with the film that Todd Phillips brought. If I was at Warner Brothers and they showed me the test screening of this, the first cut, they brought it to me, I'd say I like it. It's definitely going to piss some people off. There's nothing wrong with that. We said to do what you want to do. It's very artistic. I like a lot of this film. I think it needs condensing, but because you're Todd, I'll let you do what you want to do. I would definitely bring that courtroom drama down. Squeeze. Bring it in at 2, not 2:22. So lose 20 minutes. I'll get in here and we can work on this. Whittle. We'll get it down. So I'm not going to get angry at it. Now, I'm going to get angry at Halloween Ends. I'm going to get angry at Horizon. I'm going to get pissed off at Megalopolis. I'm going to lose my shit over Borderlands, right? Pick a movie that we watched that we hated. Babylon, if I was at Paramount and they showed me that. First of all, anyone who says Babylon is better than Joker, fucking, they're done. It's over. Done. It's fucking done. It's fucking done. Not even a contest. Done. Don't ever listen to him again. Ever. And I'm sure that's our boy Fennessy. Remember, the vaunted Sean Fennessy, the most overvalued film voice in the history of film voices. I mean, that guy, he's with Ringer. I don't fucking care. He's dumb. He has terrible takes. He doesn't even write well. You ever watch him live? He's terrible. I would destroy Fennessy. In a one-on-one live stream, I would gut him. It would be like, what happened to Fennessy? Oh, he's gutted. He's over the, oh my God, what fucking happened to Fennessy? Holy shit. I would destroy him. And Sean, trust me, you don't want to, you get fucking destroyed. So don't even think about it. I know you wouldn't, because it would just be a fucking beatdown of a proportion that people would tune in and go, damn, man, I thought I saw some beatdowns before. This is bad. But he's also terrible. He's got terrible takes. I will hammer Fennessy every stream too, because he's so smart. Sean Fennessy, he works for Ringer. He's like read his shit. It's not even well written. His live streams are terrible. Go watch a Ringer stream. He's reading. He's boring. He's so boring. He's milk toast. Fucking boring. Like, Sean Fantasy's so brilliant. He's the smartest guy. Really? Phoenix and Gaga singing covers wasn't really what people wanted or expected. Even if it's great, it's not what middle America wants. Exactly, right? Gets back to what we said. Too meditative, too smart, too deep. Listen, I'm not suggesting all the songs work. But I'm telling you, I would rather watch a film that takes big, massive, as Jason Blum called it, right? Those big artistic swings. We discussed this back last Monday when I came out of this film. I would rather watch a film that goes for it. Maybe some things don't work, right? But I don't think anything here crashes. I think things need to be tightened. It's always about tightening those screws. I like it for the most part. I give it B- for 7 out of 10. The ending fell way out of place. Arthur reverting back to his pre-Joker persona turned many off. Yes, but remember, he just got his balls cut off by Gaga, who's like, you showed your true colors. I'm done with you. And, I think, listen, again, back to that. A lot of people say that they didn't like that, but they don't identify with the fact that everyone's been in a relationship before where someone rips your heart out, right? Plays you along. If you have, don't lie. We all have. Everybody's been in one. And you get your heart ripped out, right? It's left on the ground, itchy and scratchy style, reaches in, tears it out, and throws it on the ground. Here's the thing. This film addresses that, right? He comes out, he breaks out, she breaks him out, he's out, he's like, he meets her up at the stairs, and she's like, I don't even want you. That's brutal. That's human. That's true. And I think the ending, remember, go back to what I said early on in the stream. Tragedy, it's a comedy. No, it's a tragedy. The ending of this film is perfect, right? A fucking psycho in jail wants to make a name for himself, and then we know what happens. And listen, when it was over, I go, that's a bold. You knew you weren't getting another Joker, and you knew we weren't going to connect this Joker to Batman. This is a standalone, right? This is its own thing. I think some of you thought we were going to bring in like Battinson. It's like not happening. Like you have to know, based on what Phillips was trying to do here with the first, and I think even going into this film, I did not expect anything from a 3. I didn't expect a 3. I maybe didn't expect him to end it the way he did, but that's what I like. Remember, any film that ends against expectation, against what is the norm for whatever we're watching, you know, the girl gets with the guy in every fucking movie. No. Go back. I always bring it up in the air. La La Land. Why are those films great? Because not just because of this, but they are made infinitely better by the fact that they are downers, right? Everyone doesn't always end up happy at the end of a film, and they have to go on. And I think that's life, man. Life, it was disappointing, and you have to continue soldiering on. So if you wanted Arthur to, you know, break out of prison, slash the guards, and then break out again, you didn't get that. The characters in Joker 2 remind me of people reacting to the movie. Joker meant something to them in their own heads, and they found out he wasn't what they thought. They dropped him in rage. 100%. You know, I saw a tweet here. Let me pull it up. This is the one I liked. Saw a few days ago. Arthur was mentally ill. No one saw him for who he was. To your point, what you're saying right here, that's the whole point. You're all mad because you don't see him for what he was. Like, Lee, your love is unconditional, like Gaga in the film. You didn't have the glow up you all wanted, so you discarded him like trash. Exactly. This film touches on that, and I think really, really lands in that category. And remember, anytime I get real emotion, not fake, fucking faux Viewmaster metaverse garbage like Avatar, our family's a fortress. Ugh. Forget the vomit bag at Terrifier 3. I need it for the next Avatar. Family is fortress. What was it? Was the line we had to listen to so many times from that last one? As they go from, it's like basically a complete rehash of the first film. You guys like that, right? That's what you want. You want to watch the same movie again. Well, you got that. The first half of Avatar is the exact same as the other Avatar, and both of them are way too fucking long because no one's going to tell Cameron shit. I would love to work over at Fox. Well, now it's Disney. Disney's not going to hire me after I told them to go fuck themselves tonight. They were never going to hire me anyhow because I'm an old white guy. Old white guys can't be smart. We've got to be diverse. We got to hire only. Oh, fuck off. Hire the best person. Screw that DEI shit. Don't get me started on that. We don't do DEI. We base our hirings on merit. What? Why are you doing DEI? It's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. You guys know I'm right. You don't hire someone because of the color of their skin. You hire someone because they're good. What are we doing? It's the dumbest shit. Seriously, it's so pathetic. It's just lame. This town has so much of an affinity for that, right? I'm going to virtue signal all of our bullshit, and you guys are going to just absolutely love us when we show you the other. Shut up. Just show me the movie. Stop virtue signaling and telling, putting all this crap in there because it's the right thing to do. Shut up. Disney's the worst. I'm sorry. I'm not even anti-woke. You guys know what I'm talking about. Disney's the worst. And the fact they didn't invite me to see Alien and then I loved it. Fuck you, Disney. I don't want to see any of your shit again. Like I give a shit about whatever else you have. Moana 2. Who fucking cares? I don't want to watch Moana 2. I never saw Moana 1. Don't expect me to review that movie. It's not for me. And that's not my movie. Warner Bros. Needs to stop these fan-first screenings. Also, test screening are very important. Get Erick in there. Listen, Gerard, they won't. The problem is, in this case, I like the film. The studios they don't invite me into these things because they're just afraid of what I'm going to say. It's like, dude, by the way, can I just say before we continue a few more comments here, open comments, anything you got there? Gerard, they're not going to do it. My script's done. The script's done. I read it on the plane, the final version. I mean, we got a couple things. It's fucking good, man. It's good. It's good. Good. It's grounded. And it's really good. And I can't wait because I've got multiple producers who are ready to read it. That's not bullshit. You guys know. Here's the thing about Weber versus everybody else. When I say something, this is the truth. I don't have time to make shit up. This is the truth. The script's going to get read, and I can't wait because here's what I think. Here's what I think. A lot of people are like, Weber's a loudmouth, so I don't think he can't. Oh, fuck, this is actually good. What are we going to do? Film Twitter's going to lose it. I hope I just want it to get made and then be really fucking awesome so that Film Twitter has to go, Weber wrote fucking, hey, this fucking sucks. That he's the worst. He's absolutely toxic. Right, all those losers on Film Twitter that fan about everything, fanboy. Oh, it's Nosferatu. There's that one girl who's like, oh, Nosferatu. That's your identity. Imagine how pathetic you are as a person. By the way, now I'm gonna fan out on Nosferatu for the next 2 months. That's all I'm gonna talk about. Wow, you're so interesting. I'm telling you, I can see why everybody's fascinated with what you have to say. Not to mention they have the worst takes. Deadpool and Wolverine is the worst movie ever made. Like Robert Daniels, remember? Worst movie I've ever seen. Fucking A, that guy. He's along with fantasy. They're just completely and utterly pretentious douche heads. Not even douchebags, douche heads. They really are. Robert Daniels is like, let me write a 5,000 word think piece that nobody wants to read except for me and my mom. That's it. My mom doesn't even want to read it. Robert, I hope our movie gets made so that I can't wait to read your review that's totally biased, even though you know it's good and you'll be like, fuck, I got to hammer it because Weber hammers me because I'm a pretentious douche who writes 5,000 word think pieces because I'm so learned for all of my Film Twitter dweebs that read me, that pretend that they like what I write. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to be based on your review. Seen a lot of people upset that it goes against lore. Exactly. Who cares? Thank you, Bobby. You get it. I just want to see a good film. I don't care about the canon. I do not care if it is true to the comic book. I want to watch the best film. So I think that's the problem. Go back to that DC fans were pissed. When you take all these expectations into a film, you're going to be in trouble for almost anything. I think there's nobody in the space that is better at erasing all expectations and setting the scale back to zero than me. Nobody, not one person. Because first of all, I'm objective. Second of all, I know what I'm looking for. And 3, fearless, right? Not a shill. So all these things work for us. That's why we're better. Because I'm going to go into a film. Listen, I just said, fuck you, Disney. I'm going to watch their next film. Probably not Moana. I don't even want to watch it. But I'll watch whatever they have next. And I'll say it's good or bad based on what it is. I'm not going to worry about an invite from them. Oh, do I get to come and get free popcorn from you? And plus, do I want to hang out with all those loser critics? So many of them are such nerds. You guys don't even know. Every time I tell you, I know Weber's being mean again. Every time I walk into a screening and there's critics, I go, damn, man, why there's hookers? I say it all the time, but it's true. Damn, who the fuck? No one looking at you. You guys are, if I'm in a bar, I got choices. You all going home to Pornhub. That's what you're doing. X-Hamster. Not me. I got fucking options. You all going home to XXX videos. Oh, Weber's just being brutalizing again. I thought I was going to be chill tonight. Anytime I can hammer the other nerd critics in the space, and trust me, that's virtually all of them. Literally the most unhip group of human beings you've ever sat in a room with. You're like, ooh. As soon as you walk in, you just go, ooh. I can't wait because if the movie gets made, they're going to play this stream and go, Weber just said all the critics the reason there's hookers. I care. I just don't care anymore. Eric told me the title of the script, Gone Girl, you're supposed to, no, you're allowed to put a comment in. DJ Webslinger. I wish I had a flyer from me when I was DJ Webslinger. That was back in the early 90s in Columbus. Ask anybody who was in Columbus, in C-Bus, back in the early 90s. DJ Webslinger was all over the rave scene, baby. I had my Technics 1200s, and I would spin, I would mix. I remember I was in a mix-off up with a DJ that had a Sunday night show named Michael Swaggerty. He had a big mix off, and I took on one of the local DJs. I was like a no name. I stepped up to the turntables and I dropped. You guys ready for this? Public Enemy, Can't Trust It, along with Shout from Tears for Fears. I laid them on top of each other. They laid out perfectly. I was in my room and I'm just like, can't trust it. Shout, shout. Let it all out. Can't trust it. And everyone was like, holy shit, who's this dude? What the fuck's going on? I'm telling you guys, my life's wild. These stories are all accurate. This is not some made up bullshit you're watching. All this is real. Visually, the musical set pieces we're starting to look at is mostly style over substance. One issue I had personally, Luis, it's okay. You know, you're smart. You're not one of those McDonald's meatheads that watches all these movies and has no their expectations are just like, give me a quarter pounder with cheese. You actually like fillet of fish. Oh no, it's live, guys. It just deal. It is what it is. You're gonna get me slamming other critics. You're gonna get me hammering Avatar, saying "Go fuck yourself, Disney." That's what you get here. Okay, it is what it is. It's the Wild West. Every single time we jump on, you never know what you're gonna get, but it's true. You know, I'm not gonna ever worry about what a studio has to say. Like, no, I don't know if they're gonna let me in. More comments here on this Monday night, and then we're going to come back again Wednesday for a Nora. I think that's going to be, I think it's a 7 o'clock screen. So imagine about 9:30 for the Nora reaction. Terrifier is going to be late. I'm going to be on a stream at like 1:30 in the morning in New York, right? So if you want to watch that, watch it on Friday morning. I think I'm going to have some major issues. Remember what I say about Terrifier? When it loses the humanity, then I'm kind of out, right? In this film, it really loses the humanity. I think when you look at the glee that it takes in its butchering of people. No, the film is not terrible, not even close. The acting, set pieces, music are all top notch, right? Yeah, exactly. And go back, you know, do I still have all the reasons I think the film is good here? I believe I do. Overall, Todd Phillips' direction, right? And that includes all of the tech, the cinematography, the edits, the sound, right? The singing live. I love that, right? You know what I mean? He's singing on set versus they go back and do it in the studio and it sounds like shit. By the way, that's one of the reasons I'm afraid of the Chalamet movie, Complete Unknown. It's lip syncing and it doesn't, you need, listen, I know you're going to say Bohemian Rhapsody. It's fine. I get it. But if it looks like, and this is going to be a real problem for me when I watch Complete Unknown, and I know if Simone, if you're still here, I'm sorry, I got to say it. Timothy doesn't look like he's really singing. He looks like he's going like this. And when you do it, you have to, you know, even if he's not singing, he's got to physically make that neck go so that if you're singing Bob Dylan and whatever Bob Dylan song, I'm not a huge Dylan fan, but I know this few of the songs, very few. But, you know, when you're on set, if I'm doing okay, so imagine if I'm getting 80 yard right now and I'm not saying anything. I have to really sell it. If this isn't all going, then you're just like, he's fucking opening his mouth. He's not even saying anything. Warner Brothers Discovery Company that's $40 million in debt, spent $200 million on a sequel when the original cost 4 times less. Irresponsible. Felicity, I know you don't like this film. I get it. I know. Listen, I'm going to tell you that because of what Todd Phillips made the first time, that $1 billion, right? The cash, right? The profit that he brought WBD. Here's the deal. You kind of get that blank check. Now, remember, this film cost a lot more, $12 million for Gaga. Go back and look at the Folie Deux article. And then you've got, don't forget, $20 million, and Phillips got $20 million. So Joaquin and Todd got, so that's 40 plus, that's $50 million in star salaries alone. Then you have everybody else. Of course, the shoot probably went long. You've got all these things, and then a net budget of 190 instead. What close? So yeah, 3+ times, almost 4 times. But remember, that film made so much cash, you kind of have to allow him to do his thing. Felicity, I know that goes against a lot of what I say a lot of times, but again, I don't dislike the film. I don't think he made something that is completely unhuggable, right? You can grasp this. You can access it. And I think that even though they're wrong. You're just trying too hard to have this fit into your little slots of this is exactly what I wanted. And if you want that, I can't help. Last comment: it's better to see Joker 2 in theaters than stream a movie on Netflix. Fuck Netflix, 100%. Cinema. It's all we are. Guys, you notice we don't talk about streaming. I don't talk about Lord of the Rings. I'm not nerdrotic bashing everything. Like, do you know how many more views you get when you talk about Lord of the Rings and Miss Marvel and whatever the hell else the shows are? What's the other one that's on right now? Agatha All Along. I don't want to watch that stuff. That's what Gore's doing too, right? How can I get as much views as possible? Let me go back to Gore when he was talking about RRR every stream because he knew he'd get a bunch of views based on the fans of the film. I have never tailored a stream to get views, not once, because what's the point? It's I don't. The point is to talk about awesome movies and things I want you to see, and in this case, in music tonight, things that you might want to check out and put on your iPod if you have one or your phone. But that's what I want to do. I don't want to sit here and talk about woke, anti-woke stuff. I just hammer DEI. I mean, I think it's fair. It's 100% fair because in my world, you're going to hire the best person. It's that simple. A few more comments here on this Monday night, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I guess I'll give you an hour. I guess I'll do 12 minutes of comments, open comment. Joker character has to be put on ice for a while. I think you're right, 100%. I think when you look at this film, it's kind of. I think DC's in trouble. Let's address that for a moment. You look back at the films that have not done well. It's quite a few. It's Aquaman. It's Blue Beetle. It is Flash. What else do we have in there? It's just been a bunch of films that have underwhelmed. Shazam. And, Blue Beetle was not a good film. Aquaman, not a good film. Flash was the best of those films. And it still did better than this. DC better come through for Gunn and Superman. Superman better come through. If it doesn't, man, they're in trouble. I mean, listen, let's make sure this is clear. I don't care about Superman. I'm not excited to see Superman. I mean, I like James Gunn as a filmmaker. I've seen Superman. What are you going to give me? What are you going to show me? Okay. Corn and Sweat roided out. He's roid. 100%. He's 100%. He took steroids for the role. That's not even a question, guys. Don't even make me get into this shit. I already showed you the picture. He roided. Which is it's just kind of sad because he actually didn't even need to look like that. He looks like Bane. I showed you the circles. I'm not going to do it tonight. I don't want to go find it. He looks like Bane. He doesn't look like Superman. He should have just lifted and gotten tone. Instead, he looks like a little bulldog. And he's not even a little, he's a tall guy. He looks like Bane. It's not the right look. Aesthetically, Superman should look like Corn and Sweat, 6'3" and maybe like 200 pounds, where he has muscle, but he's not too big and he doesn't look good. Those pictures make him, I told you, steroids. It's 100%. If you Corn Sweat, come on, let's discuss. I'm right. And so does everybody who made the film. I don't mess around with this shit. I know what I'm talking about. These other people that do the stream, that do this stuff, they don't know this shit. They don't go to the gym. They don't do the stuff I do. I can talk about these things. I know what it is. I do these things. I do not take steroids, clearly. But here's the thing. And by the way, someone was like, oh, Weber takes steroids. You pay for the test, I'll go take it. You pay. I'm not going to pay. You pay, I'll go take it. It's that simple. Of course I do. Because I would tell you, I just can't. I don't run a life where I'm going to talk about being in shape and then tell you that it's all this hard work and I don't use steroids. I'm going to probably I have to. It's just how I'm built. I can't explain it to you guys. If I'm going to discuss something, I have to be as authentic and real as possible. Otherwise, I can't be controlled. I just can't. It's against my very being, and you guys can tell. Anytime I'm talking about this stuff, it's authentic and real. I don't have time to make shit up. It's weird. I don't understand people who do. Well, I do. Here's what happens. If someone's telling you a bunch of bullshit, because they're not really that impressive, so they have to make stuff up. I've got all the stuff I need. I'm good. I mean, this stream's just fun. That's why we play music. That's why I play trailers. All these things that they get me demonetized, right? Let me explain that real quickly for you. Those of you, and a few more comments here. Anytime that you take a copyrighted work and you play it during a stream, then YouTube says you cannot make money from it. X, I don't even care. X is just for fun. Here's the truth. I don't care. Like, Gore wouldn't do that because Gore's like, oh, I'd be losing money. I don't care. I'm doing this for fun. You guys understand that? If you enjoy it, awesome. Super chats, fantastic. Felicity, thank you for that, by the way. If I didn't already, thank you. I don't think I did. But that is awesome. But ultimately, I'm not basing the success of this channel on views, copyright strikes, any of this shit. Super chats, doesn't matter. Gore's going to try Taylor. I'm not going to talk about Gore. I'm done talking about Gore. He's terrible. He's not even a good critic. He's really bad. Same people that hated Joker 2 will gush about Venom 3. If that happens, this is what we talked about. Venom 3 is Burger King, right? And this is the burger at, what's the nice burger place here? We have Houston's. I love Houston's. If you guys remember, Houston's is a place. They have a lot of places. That's why I couldn't just pick somewhere in LA. Houston's used to have the best burger. I haven't had one in a long time, but it's like 20 some bucks. This is Houston's, and Venom 3 is Burger King. Or in the old days of Columbus, Ohio, Burger Chef. There's an old school. There's an old deep cut. But I think that that's sad because Venom 3 is not what I want to watch. When he's jumping, when the horse is jumping around and he's going across, this is terrible. And you've got Tom Hardy doing his weird, I want all this, like, oh, I don't want to watch this shit. I just want to watch cool films, and I'm glad that award season is here because I'm going to get to see an Anora. Even if I don't love it, I'm going to like, because I like Sean Baker's filmmaking, as I mentioned off the top. I don't love his writing. I would love to. Here's what I want. I want Sean Baker to direct our script. Is that too much to ask, Sean? If someone shows you the stream, would you at least look at it? I know that you didn't write it. The problem I have is that if you give a Sean Baker the script that we wrote, he'd put some weird shit in it and ruin it. Because he's a little bit odd. I think that's playing it a little bit, conservatively when I say that. He's just a little bit strange. And you see that in his movies, a lot of sex worker stuff, which is not really what interests me, right? I mean, even though I just said that the critics at the screening have to go home to Pornhub and X Hamster, I'm not, I'm no disrespect to sex workers, but that's not. I don't want, our movie doesn't have a sex worker. Our movie doesn't have any lurid sexuality. The movie is humanity. The movie is LA. The movie is based in truth and authenticity and grounded and all those things. And so that's what we do. I'd love to have a film that looks like a Sean Baker film, but then not written like a Sean Baker film. We'll find out on Thursday. Actually, Wednesday. Start Wednesday. A few more comments. I haven't seen the film. The magnitude of this, hated as badly as Joker 2. Whether you like or hate the film, the bottom line, studios are going to take fewer risks with their big franchises. Well, yes. I mean, that's a loss for all of us too, because now they're going to play it safe and we're going to get more of the Disney shit, right? Typically, even though I do like Alien Romulus, it still is formulaic, right? I mean, we've seen all these movies so many times before, and we're going to get an Avatar 3, 4, 5. But, I just want to watch a filmmaker make something cool and artistic, but also is quality. And Megalopolis, don't even say, why didn't you defend Megalopolis? If you've watched Megalopolis, you know why I'm not defending that film. There's not a single element of that film I'll defend. Not one. There's not anything. Anybody, if there's anyone, please tell me there's not. I don't want to know. Don't tell me if there is. If there's anybody out there who has ever said anything in Megalopolis is near a level of a single element of Joker Folie Deux, they're done. It's over. Like, it's not, that's not even, that is, you have brain fucking damage. You're totally unreliable. You don't know what you're doing. You literally do not know what you're doing. You're driving the wrong direction on the freeway. You are fucked if you think any element of Megalopolis, anything, cinematography is garbage, score, forgettable, acting, what? Direction, it's script. That film across every level is one of the worst films in the history of cinema. And anybody who defends Megalopolis, just know they have brain damage. It's that simple. They're not playing with the full deck. They're not smart, clearly. So all these things, just look for that. And anybody who says yes to Megalopolis and no to Joker Folie Deux, you can't ever listen to them about anything. It's a deal breaker. You got Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3 is a goof film. Did I say it was cinema? No. This is cinema. Megalopolis is trash, right? Every element. No, it does not have a workout montage jerk. It has nothing. There's no physicality to the film. None. That might come up in the next film. But speaking of which, Magazine Dreams, can't wait. Coming out, get it next year. Briarcliff bought it. Can't wait. Because I really want to watch that, right? But here's the thing. When you look at the film that we're done with, and it's going to be out for my producers to read here very soon. It's just true. It's true. And anybody who lives in Hollywood, when they read it, will say this rings across the board deadly accurate. And that's the beauty of it. And this is why this film has to get made, because it has to get made, because a lot of the people who watch it will see us taking shots at them via me. And they will not like it, but yet they'll be like, it's also good. So I don't know what to do here, because Weber, I hate that guy for whatever reason, whatever. Oh, he's such a, really what I do? I'm sorry. Help me out here. What is it? What is it? Oh, he's opinionated. He does a live show that's better than everybody else. Fucking, like Ric Flair used to say, learn to live with it because it's the best thing going today. And then the woo. No, I mean, these people, it's just jealousy's a bitch. Don't be a jealous bitch. Be an appreciative bitch. Okay. That's what I'll tell you. There's no real acting. A ton of script was cribbed from Shakespeare. Felicity, I didn't say it's original. I said I enjoy the cinema aspect of it. It is a very well shot film. It just feels so right. I feel like I'm in Gotham, right? Not the bullshit like Reeves, right? Reeves, the same thing. Grounded. And remember what did Reeves talk about when he made his Batman? He didn't want any kind of goofy Mr. Freeze character. I get it, right? Everything in that film, the way he treated the Riddler feels like it's here. It's in this. Oh, Megalopolis. Sorry. Go back to that comment. Let me read it one more time, knowing it's Megalopolis. There's no reacting to. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about Joker, Felicity. Megalopolis, guys, go back and watch my stream of me hammering Megalopolis for like an hour straight. Garbage, straight refuse, truly one of the worst films in the history of cinema. This is not that, so you didn't get that as one of the reasons here tonight. All right, we're going to wrap here. I'm up on the hour. I was on a flight. I was on the East Coast, and now I'm back here in LA, and I actually went to the gym. Well, I just got to do this for everybody. This is how we roll here. Just so everybody feels, get a little something from you're getting something other than just the movies. Here we go. This is me on the tarmac today at Hollywood Burbank Airport. Moments after that, this is me at the gym. Okay. Yes, I wear these outfits. Do not ask me. Here's the mentality. Let me explain. When I put on my outfit, I feel like I'm a superhero. Does that make sense? So when I put on my, in this case, Oregon Ducks jersey and gloves, I admit it's a little bit of a Halloween costume, but it gets me mentally where I need to be to do what I need to do in the gym, which is to bust my ass. And then this is the way to do it, right? Airport to the gym within 30 minutes. And then here we are on the stream here tonight. That's how you live a full life, right? You don't hold back. You do the stream. At the end of the day, when you've been in an airport, I went from Columbus to Vegas and then here. By the way, I was supposed to go through Phoenix and I went up to the Southwest agent today. I said, is there any way I can get from Vegas to Burbank without going to Phoenix? And let me tell you, Southwest rocks. The guy was so cool. He doesn't watch. I wish I could say that he said, I watch you on MMT, but the chances of that are very fucking slim. He didn't, but he was very helpful, even though he doesn't watch it. Imagine if he actually recognized me, but he took care of it. I got to fly from Burbank. All right, that's going to do it here tonight. We're back on Wednesday night for one of the movies I'm really excited to see. It is Honora. And I already talked about Sean Baker and what I expect from this film. Let's discuss it on Wednesday night live from the City of Angels. We'll do that. And then, of course, Terrifier 2 on Thursday. So back-to-back streams Wednesday, Thursday, nothing tomorrow. I'm going to need a break, chill. But I'm glad we at least had a makeup stream tonight for what I missed yesterday. Hope you all feel, good about that. That's going to do it live from the City of Angels. Peace out. I'm going to bed. Good night. See you next time, Wednesday night for Honora.